Boy, oh boy, how many decks just got destroyed by this list? Smash the living crap out of that subscribe button, and before somebody goes, ew, Master Duel video, ew. Well, here's the thing. I always believe that these lists do have implications on both the TCG and the OCG, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is pretty devastating. This pretty much shifts us very close to how the TCG would view this this format. So, fully forbidden. Goodbye, Rongo Reminiad. Nobody, and I mean nobody, enjoyed playing against you. You are in a 1-out-of-1 format. If I have to see this, well, I can't side deck in the Exceed Encore, so I'm stuck dealing with this. Yeah, this should have went a very long time ago. Now, this is Saucy. Agito is banned. They do not want tier elements walking away on any sort of capacity after this list. I saw this and I was like, wow, they're really shutting this down. Ultimaya to Zolkin. You know, this card has how many FTKs, how many OTKs? The Machu Mech. It's got some FTK stuff with the Punk package. I don't know why people were necessarily surprised to see Tzolk'in or Bishi Bulkin going, because this card should be banned. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. This card is nuts, no matter how you look at it. It's one of the most unfair cards in the entire game. So good stuff to actually taking the steps here and cleaning this up. I agree with this. Block Dragon gone? Well, you know, it was a good run to everything at Emancipator related in the world, and I think the OCG is finally starting to see this as well. The Block Dragon, maybe either put a once per turn clause on this between both effects, or you just kind of call it a day as a whole. But there needs to be some sort of change to this, or we just get rid of the card altogether. And they actually banned Melly. Whew. I am not going to lie to you. I didn't see this one coming. I didn't think that they would actually go after tier and ban one of the pieces to the deck. At this point in time, I believe they still have Kit Gallows, right? Which is another wild concept to me that, you know, we're just going to go after the individual pieces. Yeah, who cares, all right? This is amazing. I guess this does prove if you want to go down the other avenue and, you know, leave tier with Kit Gallows, then it's fine. I mean, each format's kind of doing their own thing with tier at this point in time. I mean, the OCG, they just love Chaos Roller, Fairy Tale Snow. The TCG's taken the much more destructive approach to the deck, and this is just saying, hey, we're going to clean up your pieces, but you guys can still have Kit Gallows. I don't know what that logic is about. Kit Gallows is an insane card, and I'm sure people will find ways, but going after one of the key millers is actually pretty insane. Now, things limited to 1. Brain Infusion. I mean, the TCG is the only place this card's at 3, and it kind of sucks, which is funny because in every other format, Branded is just this old crazy reliable deck. Like the OCG, they play Wonder Brand Fusion, they top with it all the time. Brand Fusion in the OCG, kind of a little bit lacking, you know, or excuse me, in the Master Duel. It's a very strong deck. But here in the TCG, yeah, we do have the Branded Illusion deck kind of coming together at this point in time. But, I mean, they're following suit here to make sure that nothing really does push over. But the TCG is, at this point, just like, meh, we'll see. I mean, like I said, we've seen the Chimera version of the deck be born because, you know, it existed long before its time. Huh. That grass looks greener to 1. You know, if you see it, you see it. But then that means that you're playing a 60-card deck, 50-card deck even, to try to maximize the value on this card. As a one-of on Master Duel, I guess that this is okay. It's just, are you really going to try to play this card as a one-of? Because unless you're left arm offering for this and searching it, which you're already cutting down the consistency by having it at 1, I feel like it's not worth it at that point. But interesting choice here. Kelbeck to 1. Hey. Goodbye, Millers. It was a good run, I assure you. 1 band, 1-1. Yep. I see nothing wrong here. Sprite Jet. You know, we're following the OCG with this one. You know, it is the thing that does search all the pieces. It does do all the work. It is the heavy mover. I agree with this, honestly. If you're not touching starter, you're not going after spray blue, Jet is the culprit that does all the heavy lifting for everything. And, you know, I don't know why. What are we worried about here that we need to put this to 1? Pardon my complete ignorance here. I do believe that we still do have Ronin Totem legal here, but Totally Awesome's banned. So whatever rank 2 discount things that you've got going on back here, I don't care. Like, is it really that powerful for putting Jet to, you know, start going after the Swap Frog to leave the Ronin alive? I don't know. But that's interesting. Is there a reason at this point in time why we can't have Blaster at 3? I mean, it's an incredibly busted card in and itself. Yeah, for, you know, what it did with the other Dragon Rulers. But by itself, it's kind of meh. Like, okay, yeah, you can discard it, another fire blow up something. Like, that was good 10, 11 years ago when it was out, but because you could out things. But the current power scaling, the current speed of the game doesn't really let Blaster do anything. At least Tempest was an extender, but like, I don't know, this is fine at 2. Pot of Extravagance, high consistency hit. This is a hit to all the back row decks, and including Labyrinth, because they don't want that deck to be able to generate a lot of advantage, and I agree with this. This is one of those things that you look at out here in terms of the course of the curveballing in the meta, and you're like, yeah, probably. Consistency cards are good, but when you have too many of them, and you start to see the pure advantage that these cards give to the current game, it's pretty nuts. And hi, Luster. You know, I don't have much of an opinion on this, if you want my honest opinion. Like, cards at 3 in the TCG. I believe Master Duel does have Electromytes, so maybe there is a little bit more to this, but I think this card can move to 3. Yeah, it does do some crazy little combo-y things, but, like, who cares? Like, let the ideas flow. Nadir's Servant to 3. You know, I suppose. Once again, it's always mesmerizing to me that this card was locked up at one point in its life for being too crazy good. And the fact that we've kind of reached the point now that we've freed this up. Okay. Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't know why the TCG still has this at 1. Like, go ahead and just take it off the list at this point in time. The errata actually cratered this card into the ground. It's still an incredibly good card, but you're not doing much more with it past turn 1. It's a one and done. And then, of course, the Orcust Mech Knight here. I mean, I think this is fine. I don't see a reason why this needs to be locked up either. So overall, what are my thoughts on this list? You know, Master Duel gets one step closer to being playable. I don't have to deal with this garbage. The Millers are destroyed. They cleaned grass up, which is fantastic. As of filming this, I can already guarantee you I'm going to read infinite comments tomorrow going, grass is coming back, Robbie. It's coming back to the TCG. You're wrong. The card is able to come back. And I'm just going to sit here and be like, if anything, it goes to 1. But I don't see a soul playing this. All right. It's one of those cards that I feel like it's 2 or more, and we don't care at the end of the day. And then the fact that they just went after one of the pieces of this deck is so hilarious. And RIP to all the Adamancipator / Earth Rock players. This card is insane. Like I said, I don't care what you think right now. The card is just nuts. It does too gosh darn much for what it is. And they should have really, 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 you know, panned this out a little bit more. And I know we can't just errata every little thing at this point in time, but gosh darn it, man. This was the card that put Earth on the map for so long, and it does so much, all right? So much free floatability. It's actually insane. So I think the list is good. I think there's going to be a lot of people here that are looking at this list that are going to be very happy to see some of these things. And I mean, I think this is, I hate to say this, but I think this is a pretty good design list. I actually think that this could be something that we could see a couple things here actually apply on our next TCG list. For better or for worse, you know, this right here. But we'll have to wait and see. So, what do you think about these changes. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.